All right, so today has been really rough. I've been depressed, so I've been in bed for like a couple days. I look so different. I don't know why. Maybe because I've been in bed for like a couple days and I haven't looked at my reflection. And today I like feel like I look like a different person. It's not like deep personalization, but I'm like I look weird. Like maybe I gained like a couple pounds or lost a couple pounds and I'm like now I feel like disproportionate. I don't know. But I've been depressed for the past couple days, like super depressed. I was like, I don't know, I felt so like, I don't know, I was like, I'm gonna fast and I'm gonna and I'm just gonna like really pray to God to like fix all my stuff. And like I felt like really fine. I felt like peace for a couple days, and I was like laying in bed like watching movies like it was like I was on vacation. And then I told my sister and she was like freaking out. And then because she was freaking out and like telling me like, girl, like I like I was like in a state of delusion. And so I was like not like medical, like just I was just being delusional. And so like once I realized like a couple days ago, like I started freaking out. I'm like, what the heck am I doing? um and it's because like my body sends me like puts me in like false positives because I've been like regulating my nervous system. I'm always in the parasympathetic, so I'm like very calm. I feel very like peaceful. And so like I mistake that with like the peace of God and like the like yeah, like I mistake that like just my body being regulated. And I'm like, oh well, I feel like he's gonna like I feel like he's just gonna like handle everything. And I'm like, and I thought I felt the peace of God, like I got you. But it's like I was probably like just dysregulated or regulated like too much, and like just had like just felt really calm and like really like mistook that mistook I mistook a mistake mistook I mistook mistook sorry, I mistook that mistook I don't know, mistake mistake what am I saying? I missed a mistake. I mistook that mistook I mistook. Let me write that down and have Google say it. Where's my phone? That's so weird. Mistook. I can't even spell it. Mistook?
Mistake.
Mistaken. Mistook. What is wrong with my brain? Mistook. But that sounds weird in my head. See, I feel like I'm like, maybe because I've been scrolling a lot, like forever, and not really like stimulating my brain. Like all these words are like, I can't spell on them. I like starting to lose my spelling. I'm like, I don't know, I can't spell it. And then like pronunciating some words and reading some words are like starting to get hard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I wonder if like, I'm just like mistook. I mistook. What does it sound like? I mistook that. I'm scared that I'm like have Alzheimer's or something. I don't know. I'm being hypochondriac. But so yeah, I like mistook that for like having like the clarification from God. And so yeah, after she told me that and I was like out of my state of delusion, I was like freaking out. And mistook. I mistook that. Mistook. That doesn't look right. I mistook that. I'm freaking out. It feels like I've never seen that word before. But I mistook that for like the clarification of God. And so, yeah, like after she told me that, I started freaking out. I'm like, what am I doing? And so, fast forward till today, I'm still calling places, and like I still in my body, like I had like a episode this morning, like I was crying and like depressed, and I had like one yesterday, but it's under like the underlining feeling of all that is like I still think like I think it's gonna work out, but it's like I still, I don't know, I feel like I'm like grew up, I mean everyone did, but it's like the fairy tale stories of like good always wins, and you know you have a hard life, and like the movies, and like they always end up like with the success. And so like I feel like I don't know, I just feel like it's gonna end up good, but I feel like that's like that fairy tale like ending I have in my head. And I'm like, there's a lot of people that have far worse situations than I do, and they never have a happy ending. And so that kind of made me sad, but like woke me up from reality. And so I am stressing, and my like system is like starting to be out of whack, and like negative emotions are coming back. But that actually freaks me out that I mistook mistake mistook that freaks me out. That word, writing it down, it feels like I've never, I don't remember it. It doesn't look like I've ever seen it before. That freaks me out. I'll be like writing, and I'm like, how do you spell this? Like scent, I read the word scent a couple days ago, SCENT, and I'm like, why the heck does it feel like I've never seen this word before? I'm such a hypochondriac now. Let me look it up. Why am I not recognizing certain words? Topics possible. Taught this. Neurological conditions, that freaks me out. Dementia or Parkinson's disease. That freaks me out. Disfluency in speech pathology. Stress is like the number one thing I'm seeing. I need to start reading again. Mistook. I don't know, mistook. I mistook that. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that, but I don't know what I was saying. I had a couple breakdowns, but I'm back to being okay. It's starting to be familiar. The mystic word a little bit. I'm freaking out though, because that's happening way too much, like with certain words. But I feel like maybe because I'm like scrolling all day every day and like not really using my brain, so it's probably like those neural pathways haven't been exercised in a while. Um, Atrophy of the brain. I don't know. But yeah, so yeah, last night was not a good night. Or this morning. I was like writing some of the posts and I was just like crying. Like, I do feel like such like I've had such a hard life, but it's like people had way harder lives. And like when you compare your life to other people, like it kind of like when I compare my life to other people, it kind of like makes me really sad because like I can always find someone that had 10 times worse. And it's like, do I even have the right to be like over here crying when people like in Africa are like dying? I know people always say people in Africa are dying, but and then it's like I'm not used to like really having emotions, so it's like for me emotions are a big deal. So the fact that I'm crying is like, I haven't cried in like years, like 25 years, and so the fact that I'm crying is a big deal. But it's like everyone cries every day, like some people cry every day, and like it's like that's discouraging because like in my body it feels like this is a big deal that I'm crying, but it's like, oh, someone could be like, she's crying, like it's normal. And so yeah, that's like, it makes me feel bad. And I feel like because crying is such a big deal, and like I'm like, oh, I'm crying, maybe like the universe will feel like sad for me. And it's like, nope, crying's a normal thing. And so yeah, that's that. I'm like hot but then cold, and then hot and cold, hot and cold, hot, cold. But yes, because I've been in bed for a little while, like depressed and in the dark for a couple days. Like I got up to do like clean my house and do like I did some I did the dishes, and like my nervous system was like shot. Like I was like breathing fast, like in the parasympathetic. I couldn't catch my breath. I was like, I have to lay down and like regulate and get back up and try again. And I'd be like fine for a little bit, like in my calm state, but then I'd get back to being panicky. And so like when I'm in like panicky, like my body's on like high alert, everything stresses, like grosses me out. And so I had dropped my eyelashes, because I put them on the ground because I'm gonna sweep them up. So I fold them together, and so like they all like all the lash part was on the same, like really thick and black. And I threw it on the ground, and I went to get something. I came back and I saw it on the ground, and I forgot, and I scared myself, and I literally like about to start crying. I had to like go lay down, like reset my like restart re-regulating my nervous system. And I still can't like seem to calm down. I did some exercising this morning, and like my heart rate didn't even go up, like my nothing. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so dysregulated right now. um I'm like traumatizing my body. um but yeah, I went to Starbucks this morning, and then I'm like, I'll start my fast after. And I'm just praying, believing. What else? I'm like so paranoid to go in public now. Like I'm regressing so bad because I have scary eyes. I make people uncomfortable. And like when I see them like look at me and look away, like not make eye contact that much, like it really hurts. And so like the more I see it, I'm like, oh, because I know what I look like, but I've been seeing myself for years. So it's like I don't see anything. And but when I see people do it, I'm like, every time I see it, I'm like, oh, I must like look way like different than I like, worse than I think. So then I like try to like cover myself more and more to where I'm not like being seen and stuff like that. And so like now like I like trying to find like a remote job. Like I don't even want to go in public and stuff like that. Also, you know what? Because your brain like is trying to like get rid of as many like memories it doesn't need, like, and so I feel like maybe because I'm like doing all this like mental work and like trying to remember everything, maybe like my brain is like trying to just get rid of us, give itself more. I don't know. I just made that up, but maybe it's like trying to like clean out and give it more like space because all of the stuff like the healing and all this like memories I've been making, and I don't know. I'm still freezing. But I don't know. I feel so like I know like my path. I know what I want to do, but I still feel lost. Like I don't know. It's like I had clarity for a moment, and and now even though I know like the path, I feel lost, and I feel like super heavy. Not heavy. I feel like unorganized in my head and in life. Just everything is just scrambled everywhere. I'm like look back, I was like trying to remember like all of like the situations I've had at different jobs, and it's like some jobs I was just a terror, but it's like some jobs I really tried, and it's like even when I tried towards the end it like ended the same. And I'm like thinking on like back on my life, and like, you know, like as a kid, I so we had a girl that was she's a little girl. She was like 1.5 when she came, and she went to Hope, when she came to Hope, and she like had just a straight face, no like expression. She didn't smile, she didn't laugh, and she, because her mom was depressed, like she like and like just became depressed because she just was like around her mom a lot, and her mom, you know, so she like mirrored her mom's expressions, and she literally was a depressed baby. And like I'm thinking like my mom was never happy, and like she was like stress, and I inherited her stress, and she was like body stress, and she was like depressed and out of her mind. And I'm like I was like I had a lot of happy, well, before I came home I don't like remember like really having like any moments where I was like laugh. I mean, I was maybe laughed a couple times, but I don't remember a lot. I remember like laying on the couch or like watching a TV show and like thinking like I wish I could have had that toy, or like I wish I could, like I remember they used to have like the PBS Kid like programs and like Dragon Tale and stuff like that, and I'd get I was like maybe 4 or something like that, but I was like I wish I lived in there like in that fairy tale world. Like I was already like exhibiting like um traits of like escapism and like depression, and like I don't know, I inherited a lot of traits from my mom, and so like when I came to Hope, I feel like I was like depressed, but like I didn't know, and also like I was like already like in the process of becoming way numb, and so like I had so many like good memories, and I had like a lot of like fun times. I was such like a loud obnoxious kid, but I felt like my personality was like built on trauma, and like I was only like that to like to mask. So like I was like I don't know, like I felt like my personality was built, yeah, built on, so it's not like my real personality, because like I was like nothing hurts me, you know, like in your face, loud, dominant, but I feel like it was, yeah, to mask like my truth, like sensitive. Like I used to be so like hurt by everything, but like I would like harden myself, so then the next time it happened like I wouldn't feel anything, and like over time I was just became really hard. But it's like I don't think that was me. I feel like I really was like depressed like the whole time I was there. I think I've been depressed my whole life, and I just feel like I just had really like a lot of moments of like, you know, hanging with friends and like, you know, being like that bad I don't know. I really do believe that I was depressed. I've been depressed my whole life. And even in college, like, you know, the place paid for a couple semesters, And like when I went to college, I didn't have a bank account. I didn't know anything because they keep you in this like little bubble, so sheltered. And then like I was so bad, they like kicked me off, paid for 2 semesters of college, not told like didn't tell me anything about like life. And then I went to college, and like after like I knew from the moment I got there I couldn't afford it. I didn't know how to get a job. I never had a job before, so I knew after the 2 semesters I was done, and I that's what happened. And so like I was even like more underlining depressed, like underneath everything depressed, because I knew what was like coming. But I feel like I masked it even more in college, because I was like, my personality was like 10 times what it was at Hope. Like I was even more loud and more obnoxious and more like behavioral problems and more like unorganized. But I felt like because I knew like what the end was, and I was like, I don't know, like my body was just trying to protect me, and like just I don't know, it made I don't know, I came became more and more obnoxious. I don't know. But yeah, like I just feel like I do have depressive disorder, and not because like, well, not because I don't think I had it because of like Hope, but I feel like I inherited it through my mom. And then when I went to Hope, we didn't have like mental health care and stuff like that, that it just like I just wrote like it like I just had like just like what am I trying to say, that I just like kept it like, and it just became like that depressive stuff, like I just like became part of me, like I was just like, oh, it's just normal, you know. And yeah, so yeah, I was thinking of that because I was like, maybe because I do want to do ketamine therapy so I can process a lot of like my early childhood memories. I don't remember, I only remember bits and pieces of my childhood and of like my everyday life. And I I don't know, I feel like I need to do the ketamine therapy so I can just process. It like opens the floodgates, and a lot of memories come back, and I want to remember like more about my childhood so I can heal. And also it helps with depressive disorder, which at first I was like, I'm not really depressed, but I'm like, I am depressed, and I've been depressed my whole life. And I have functional depression because I'm so used to it. Like I can still like have moments of happiness and stuff like that, but deep down I know like it's like I feel now that it's like the way I am. I feel like it's not right. And so I do want to do ketamine therapy, but it's $2,300. So I would have to save for that and put that on the list of stuff. I don't know. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. I'm just saying it wrong. I don't know. But it's still cold. Yeah. I really wish I would have done the healing a little bit later. Like started my journey in like September or something, where I'm like, because I don't know, I'm like so opened and so exposed. I feel everything now, and it's like so amplified, and like I just I cannot deal. I don't know. Whenever I like try to journal and like really like, because I don't know, I think I journal from like a third person perspective sometimes, to like distance myself from the feelings. And so sometimes when I really want to like open up and like face everything face on, I will lay in bed and I'll look at myself. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll lay in my bed and I'll just like look at myself, and like I'll just start crying. Like, cuz like I don't know, the way I'm built, it's just like I don't know, I just feel like it's like 95, the way I see, like I feel about myself, like I don't know how to say it, but I feel like it's like 95 just darkness. I don't even know if that makes sense. Like I feel like my aura is black. Like I don't know. I am like my foundation, like of what I'm built on is trauma. I am trauma, like, and I feel like there's like bajillion layers, and I peel back one, and I've got all these other like micro layers, and I just feel like I'm like, who the heck is that? I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. I'm just like, I feel like I'm black, like not skin color, but it's like, I don't know. My aura is black. I am like, I don't know. I don't know. And once I heal, like, I don't know who I'm gonna be. I don't know. Like, I know my true self is starting to like show up, like, like come out, and like I can see that sometimes. Like, I do think I'll like take on like more of like the mother archetype, just because like I'm like becoming more like mother figure in my family, but not really. Like, I'm calling my brother, hey, are you okay? And then I'm like, hey, and then I'm talking to my other brother, hey, can y'all make sure y'all, like, I'm trying to encourage him to move down there to hang out with y'all. Can y'all make sure y'all hang out with him? And then I'm calling my brother to talk about encouraging him to do therapy, and then talking to him about fasting and showing him how to fast, and like talking to my sister and giving her advice. And I feel like that's like my real personality coming through. But I mean, there's just like it's just gonna take me forever to like the full extent of myself to come through. I don't know. And I'm just rambling because I don't want to like start calling places and stuff like that. I really just want to lay in bed and cry and be in the dark and drown my like self. I don't know. I don't want to face reality. I really want to be in like a dissociated state, but it's like I don't know why, but I'm like super aware and super present right now. It's so funny how like everything's like getting good, and then just like that, like everything is terrible, and it just piles on. Like, I'm depressed, I'm crying, I was in a state of delusion. I am like don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't have anyone by me. I feel like there's like energies like keeping me separated and in isolation. I feel like, what the heck, dude? I feel like everything just works that way. Or the heck is Highland? Um, and then it's like I'm like kind of a hypochondriac, and I like not learn. I don't know. That freaks me out because I've been like for a couple days like I'll see words that I know I've used before, like just random words. What was the word a couple days ago? Oh, scent was one of them. And then who the heck is Highland? But just like easy words, I'm like not recognizing. I'm forgetting how to spell and forgetting how to pronounce. Like, I don't know what the heck is going on with me. And I'm like, maybe I have dementia. That freaks me out. What was the other word? I know scent, mistook. I can't even like. I mean, it's starting to look normal, but before it looked like I've never seen that word before. I've like the way I'm like saying it doesn't. I don't recognize it. It's just early stages. I don't even recognize myself right now. But this is probably because of stress. Stress is powerful. But I can't, at the end of the day, you know, I can't really blame anyone. Realize, I literally didn't know how to spell it. Realize, I spelled it like that, and I'm like, realize? What? I forgot that word. I'm just like, what the heck? But, even though, like, I am, like, venting and, like, everything's going wrong in my life, but it was, like, I have to take accountability. It goes 100% my fault. No questions asked. And if it I don't know, if it ends badly, like I mean, I am gonna cry, but it's like I cannot feel bad for, like, I can't feel bad for myself. I have to take accountability and just do better with the next opportunities. And yeah, I don't know. Anyways.